Up until now, all we've considered is this if and the true part, and then an else with the false part. But in Python, we can sort of test for more names using a different structure. Now, when we looked at Scratch, we only had this block. Let's get rid of these. We had either just a straightforward if, which if it's true it's going to do that, otherwise it's going to continue with our program. And then it had the if else, which matched our Python. If true, do the top line, otherwise do the bottom line. But what happens if we have more choices or want to test more choices? So in particular colours, we want to find out what your favourite colour is and give a different message for each colour. And we can do it with if and else blocks, but Scratch won't do that. It hasn't got that block. But if I hop over to, let's just get that, don't save. If I hop over to something called microbit, and here is microbit, which we'll probably come to with Python later on and actually program this in Python. It'll be quite interesting. If I go to the basic section, I've got exactly the same as I had in Scratch. So I've got just the same sort of things. I've got blocks that I can just drag out onto my screen to make my program. If I go to the logic section here, then I can find my if and else's. So this is exactly the same as the Scratch if, and then just do the one item and then continue my program. So if it's true, then do this, then do the rest of my program. Or I can pull up, logic, the if else block, which we were just programming in Python. If it's true, then do the top line, otherwise do the bottom line. Now what we have here is a little plus symbol, and if I press that plus symbol, it gives me more options. It gives me something called an else if. So I've got like a second test. If it's true, then do this. If it's false, then, well, first of all check this, and if that's true, do this, otherwise do that. And I can add as many else if blocks as I like. I can do as many tests as I like, but the last one must always be else. So I'm going to try and explain that. We call it a default condition. So if it doesn't match any of the statements above, it does this one. So we're going to look at that in Python. We're going to write else if statements, but what I want you to notice before we go there is that the if has a condition, set true or false. The else if has a condition, true or false. This else if has a condition, true or false. This else if, true or false. The else has no condition. There is no condition on the else part. So we'll look at that in Python in the next video.